let's talk about what are the disadvantages that put people out on the street. Let's first talk about being unattached. Danny talks about his wife dying.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is they've suffered a significant loss. Most of the people that are on the street don't have, they're socially isolated. And over a period of time, that really becomes debilitating. They don't have the family supports, the supports at work. I often say that, you know, that they become disconnected from their friends, they become disconnected from work, they become disconnected from people that would love them, their family, and ultimately I think that leads them to become disconnected from themselves. That's the definition of mental illness.
Well,
And there's also so much, sorry, I'm just jumping, because there's also a lot of stigma attached to that, and people, I don't think people really realize the difficulties that they encounter and the stigma that's associated not only with being homeless, but also with having issues with mental health. And also, we can't forget that there's people that are actually out and homeless that are living with significant issues with addiction as well. So we need to be able to support them.
Joyce, I thought, my stereotype was that most everybody would be mentally ill on the street, but it's the statistics from the Senate report are only like a third to half are maybe mental illness. And then, was it the chicken or the egg coming first?
Because the thing is, I think you raise a really good point about the chicken or the egg, because when, you know, you do have people with issues with mental illness for sure that are out on the streets, but then also when you've been, as our colleagues have described, when you've been kicked out of your home for any particular reason, whether or not you're, you know, there's issues with sexuality or anything like that, then you're constantly living in crisis. And think about the opportunities that people, you know, we all know where our next meal is going to come from. We know that we're going to go home and have a roof over our heads, but these are people that are dealing with crisis and not knowing that. And that in itself, that constant living in fear and constant living in crisis leads to depression and those kinds of things as well.